hold on a second, my son's leaving. Hold on. Okay, it's beautiful out. It is Wednesday. It's the afternoon. It's like, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. But it's beautiful. It's like 60 degrees out, and I'm in my backyard. Look at over here still, where I gotta get the leaves up and everything. But it's gonna go back to cold again. But I cannot wait to springtime because, as you can see, so in our backyard, this is where you can pull in from here. And, you know, you can park back here. And then, like I've told you guys before, right in front of my house, we have like a fenced in gate, and that's for the dogs. And then this is all of our property. But as you can see, it's just dirt, right? It's just dirt. There's not even grass. And I was thinking, do you remember last year I was like, I want to start putting grass and stuff down here. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. Now everybody here has a car. There's too many cars. And we don't really park in the front. Do you remember I told you, like, last year, somebody broke Lexi's car window out, you know, so it was like at 6 in the morning. So that's something. So I'm either thinking of getting stone, like what my neighbor has over here, or my other neighbor has concrete. One, it will help with grass and stuff. Well, you know, I don't have any grass, but you know what I mean, from growing. I don't have to worry about that. And so I don't know which I don't know what to do, like tar or concrete or stone. I love the sound of stone, like when a car, you know, comes on it. But so I want to show you the carport. Last year, my son, I'm stuttering, my son's built the carport, and it's staying pretty good, except for, now you know I live in Jersey, so we have winter and it gets windy and stuff. What is that noise? Hold on. I thought, I went and got the rake. I thought I heard my dogs outside because I know they're inside, and I hear this whining. I'm like, did they get out where the fence is? Yeah, hold on a second. Let me turn you off. I'll be right back. Okay, it's not my dogs. I go in, it's Rocky. Remember I told you my neighbors, they have a Rottweiler? So anyway, they have like this big fenced in, like cagey thing for them, but it's bigger than what you think. It's air conditioned, has a heat. Then when it's real cold, they bring them in. Of course, if it's real hot, they bring them in. And I couldn't see him, but he was whining. He heard my voice. And then when it's really nice out, I let the dogs out and they run. And Rocky runs through his gate, and then the dogs run outside the gate, like they chase each other. But the gate's in between. Is that, you know what I mean? It's cute. All right, I got my water. So I'm going to show you the carport in a little bit, just for a really good review. If you live in an area that, you know, has seasons change and everything, would this be a carport that I think will hold? I have some thoughts. Let me show you. Since there's no car in there right now, let me, hold on a second. Okay, so I'm in the carport, which there's leaves in here that I need to clean out. All right, let me show you, like, give you a little review what I think. So these were like the balls, like you see that? And that held everything together. Well, when it's very, very windy, you see they broke off. A lot of them broke off. There's the gate. And so I think, like what I told Tyler, because he parks his car here, we just get some string like this, some rope. We don't need these. And then put this here. You see here? You see here's like a big hole. And all this broke off. So we put cement block. Oh God, hold on. We put cement blocks to hold. See how it comes with this stuff? But when it's very windy, look how easy, because our ground is very soft. And you can get cement and stuff and put it down, but we weren't going to have this here for years and years and years, so I didn't want to put cement down, and then it'd be hard to get up. And so it, you know, it moves a lot, if you can see. Now, this here you could put up or down, of course, but Tyler brings his car in here. You're not going to believe it. I see where that wasn't Rocky. That is a cure out. 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 That is a c the bathroom window. My God. And Noah, hold on. I would literally show you, but I can't because I don't want to show what my house looks like, because I learned last year people Google search and they dox you and all of that, which is sad. If I could put a little picture here, if I can zoom it in, I'll put it here. But remember, I was like, what is that sound? Well, they got upstairs in the bathroom and we have blinds, and Aura, she knows how to take her nose and lift the blinds up, and the windows open, you know, because it's nice out. So their noses are upstairs they can see me. Oh my, that's what that noise was, because I kept like, what, it sounds like it's coming from the house, but then I seen Rocky, so I thought it was Rocky. And we have a gate that blocks like the stairs, but Aura knows how to open the gate. So that's a whole nother thing. All right, so let me set you up somehow so I can sit down, and then I want to share a couple stories with you guys. Hold on. All right, I think this is good. Let me lower you a little bit. I'm trying to get out of the shade, you know, and I don't know how it looks until I edit. You know, like if you can see me or if you can't. Oh, I don't know. I just have lipstick on, a little eyebrow pencil, and a tad bit of mascara. That's it. I don't have any face makeup on or anything. But it's one of those days it's beautiful. I've told you before, you know, I lived here as a kid. You know, my dad died when I was 6. He was 33 years old. And, you know, we lived all over, you know, as my mom was a single mom, so we only stayed in, like, we lived in a trailer park, then we moved to an apartment in Ocean City, New Jersey. We stayed there for a year, then we stayed a little bit with my aunt at her house, and then we moved down this way, and then we moved in with then we finally moved in with my grandmother when I was about, I don't know, 13 or something like that. And then I've been here until like I moved out and all of that, except for that 1 year when I was getting in trouble. My mom was like, you're going to go down with your uncle in Georgia. And I only stayed there for like not even a year. I was way too homesick. But this place just brings back so bad memories, but so many good memories. I mean, you know, I grew up, I was the only girl. So I had a brother, and then all my cousins were boys. I had some girl cousins, but I didn't grow up with them. I didn't really know them. Even as an adult, I don't know them or anything like that. I wouldn't even know how to get in contact with them. I don't know if they're married, they have kids, I don't know anything. And so I grew up like tough. I was a tomboy. I was climbing up the trees with the boys in this very yard. Okay, I'll never forget. So my brother and all his friends, every time they would say, Ann, you want to play with us? And I would be like, yeah, right? And they would set me up every single time by doing booby traps, okay? They would dig little holes. Now, we're going back over 40 years ago, so the yard was a little different. The ground was different. Well, what they would do is they would dig some holes, put those sticky bushes in it, put the dirt over it, so when I would run, they booby trapped me, and I would fall and get this, you know, and they would laugh and think it's funny. And then I would cry, and I still fell for it every single time because I wanted to play with them, you know? So I put up with that. And I mean, how stupid, I could have broke my ankle or anything, but when you're kids, you don't know any better. So let me give you a demonstration how it would be. Hold on. I would be running this direction because they lived over a couple houses down, okay? And I'd bust my ass. I'd be like, yay! You know, but I'm running this direction. And I would fall for it, you know? They would, okay, I'm gonna take you to a place. So back here is all fenced now, right? That's where the city owns it. No, it's still out here. The state owns this, right? And they're talking about making like condominiums or something like that. But back when I was a kid, there wasn't no fence there. So when you start learning how to drive, you know, at 16, 17, and you're backing up, you know how scary it is backing up a little bit too far in case you go down that hill? That was scary. But there was this hill, and it was like all dirt. And in the winter time, when I was younger, it used to snow a lot more than it does now. And it would be like up to your hips. So, you know, everybody had one of those red wagons, right? And then the handle, so you would sit in the red wagon and you'd put the handle in and you would steer it. So somebody was pushing behind you or what have you. But what they did to me was they had me go down the hill while there was snow, and I would be in that in the wagon with the handle, and they would push me, but they pushed me too hard where like I fell, and I would go down and I'd cry and they would laugh and all that, but I still got up and did it. Now, having said all that, that might sound, oh, that's mean. What did your mom do? Well, in my time, we didn't tattletale. So my mom never knew. You know, we were just like that. It was like we did whatever we wanted to each other, but we never told on each other, right? Like there were times my brother would, you remember those in the living room? We're going back in the 80s. And it was always the pull-out couches, right? So if like somebody slept over or something like that, you know, I feel like there's like because I'm under a tree, keeps falling. And like I would lay on it and he would like fold me up in the couch and then sit on it and stuff, you know? I mean, there was times, like I'm so stupid, I think I shared the story before, where we had, in our kitchen, there was a door and it was glass. And I was like, you better stop, you better stop. He was like, well, hit me. And I go to hit him, not realizing he can move, and my hand goes through the glass window. And we're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? So we just thought if we cleaned it up, she wouldn't notice. Well, of course she noticed. And back then, I think she had to pay like $50. $50 was a lot back then, especially when you're a single mom. And because we rented the place, right? So she got a hold of the landlord and he didn't, you know, what have you. But we both got in trouble because we didn't say who did it. But thank God I didn't cut myself or anything. Some people might say, oh, that was mean and all that. But let me just tell you something. That taught me. I am so thankful for that part of my childhood because it taught me to be tough. It taught me loyalty. You know, my mom always, we'd get in trouble, we tattletaled. You know what I mean? It just taught me a lot of who I am now as a woman and as an adult. Does that make sense? Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes we look at our childhood or our life like, why are we going through this? And these people over here have it so good. Why can't I be that lucky? Sometimes we go through things to prepare us for what we're going to go through in the future. And I truly believe that. I had to go through things and have that toughness and all of that because God knew what was going to happen to me in the future. He always knows our choices, right? God gives us free will and free choices, but he always knows what our choices are going to be. He knows what our life is going to be before we know. And I miss that type of stuff, you know? And now it's like I look at these kids nowadays growing up and all they do is play on the games. They don't want to go outside. They're not made to go outside because if the kid cries, they don't want them to cry. They don't want to feel like they're forcing the kid to go outside. But all that's doing is hurting the child because it's not teaching them how to handle situations when they go through it as an adult. It teaches them to run and hide. And you know that saying, you either flight or fight? It teaches them to flight. And because the world is cruel, the world is mean, and you have to learn how to deal with the world, right? You can't be put in this little box, you know? But I loved it growing up. We had to go outside and play. You know, there was no games like phones and all that type of stuff. We had to go out. That's why we played hopscotch. Played games. That's why now I look back at it, why my brothers and his friends did that to me, because they didn't know what to do. So to them, that was entertainment. You know? I mean, they never hit me or beat me up or hurt me that way. To them, it was fun. They didn't look at it as, well, let's go hurt her. It wasn't like that. It was entertainment to them. You know? And I don't know. So when I come out here, that's why I'm out here a lot. It just brings back so many bad memories. You guys know some of it, but so many good memories. And, you know, 40 years ago, out here was all kids playing. You always played. That's all you heard. Now it's quiet. I could hear my dogs whining all the way upstairs in the bathroom because it's so quiet. because kids aren't playing. I understand right now kids are in school, but I'm just saying in general. Even in the summertime, kids aren't playing. It's sad. I don't know. But I just love it out here. And I could be out here all day. I really could. All right, let me go ahead and show you that little hill and how everything changed in 40 years. That's the sad part. It's like, I hate change. Hold on. Okay, so this is what the... Do I have you zoomed in? So that's what the fence looks like. And if you know, because it's still February, I mean, you don't see trees. But I don't know what you can see, but way yonder, I don't think you're going to be able to see. There's the lake, but you won't be able to see. Now look what it looks like now. They put this gate up. Now right here used to be a hill. It's not a hill anymore. And then this is where like homeless people and different people stay. Yeah, but what? Let me see if I can zoom in now. Can you see like way yonder? That's the water. That's the lake. It's so different. Do you guys ever, if you hear that wind, that's the carport. Do you guys ever like, sometimes I think of like my childhood, like my friend Cammie. And she was a year older than me. So her father, so her mother, we had two different lifestyles, but we were very good friends. We were complete opposites. So she had her mom and dad, and they were married. I believe they were still married until he just passed a couple years ago. And she had two brothers, but her mom stayed home. She was a stay-at-home wife, but she cooked breakfast, like a big breakfast. She cooked lunch, a big lunch, and then a big dinner, and she cleaned and everything. And then her father owned a nursery, like flowers and all that type of stuff. And he also worked overnight. Yeah, I don't know what he did for his job, but then he, like I said, had the nursery. And like him and his family built the house, and like the whole street was like basically family owned, where they had cows and like all that type of stuff. And so when I was 16, Cammie was 17, and Cammie got, when she got her license, her dad gave her one of those old trucks. So this had to be in like 1990, 1991. So it was like a 1970s or something, like for us in the 90s, for us that was like an old truck. Well, I mean, you know what I mean, because you know, when you're 17 you think something 5 years it's too old, right? And I remember we didn't have any gas money, of course, right? So her dad was like, okay, well, you get up early and work in the nursery. And this was in the summertime, because she turned 17 in March, and she had to do like work and all that. He didn't just give her the truck, right? So it was hot, so we had to get up like 7 a.m., right, to like pick the weeds and all that. And we worked for a couple hours, and he gave us $20, $10 a piece. Now back then, that was a lot of money. You could put $5, fill the gas up, you know, $5, $10, and $10 was enough for me and her to eat. So we get all dressed, we get in the shower, we get all dressed up, makeup, hair done, and we think we're big stuff, okay? Remember, she's 17, I'm 16, and we're driving. We go to the next town over, and we see a guy's outside, and we're beeping, and we just thought we were big shit, right? Well, all of a sudden, her horn starts going off. She didn't hit the horn. Her horn just started going off, and it was loud. It was like, where everybody was looking. And remember I told you back then, I was very shy, timid, embarrassed. And it wouldn't stop. I don't know if the fuse, what happened. And I remember going all the way down to the truck, all the way down. And it stayed like that for like 25 minutes till we got to her house. And I was like, now I look at it like that was God telling us, like, oh, you think you're big shit? I'm going to show you. Oh my God, little things like that. It's like, it just brings back memories, you know? But the reason why I'm bringing it up, like how we had two separate lives. So she had a mom and dad in the picture. And like, you know, she didn't have to have a job, but she had to work around the house to get money. He wouldn't just give her money, even though they were pretty good, you know, off, you know. And she like hated her dad. Not the sense of I hate my dad, a sense of a teenager, like you're angry with them. And I used to say, you don't know how lucky you have it, you know. They were very strict, had to be home by a certain time, couldn't go out, like, you know. Now, me, my mom was a single mom, My mom didn't care if I went out. I was 14, not coming home all night. You know what I mean? It was very, very different. I had to work at, it was called Bradley's. They're not even open anymore. Kind of like a Walmart, but not as big. And I worked in the shoe department. And I think I used to bring home like $80 a week. And back then that was a lot because I didn't have any bills, but that was my money to buy my clothes, everything that I needed. You know what I mean? I think I had a beeper. I had to pay my beeper bill. It was like $15 a month. So everything else was mine. So $160 because I got paid every 2 weeks. Yeah, so it was $80 every 2 weeks. That was a lot of money because that was just, you know, for me at least, because I still lived at home. I didn't have to pay rent until I turned 18. I remember when she would spend the night at my house, it would be 10 o'clock at night and we're walking uptown, you know? You didn't have cell phones and stuff, God forbid something happened. And we would just get all dressed up. We liked the fact that the boys would catcall us and we'd flirt and just keep on walking. I mean, how dangerous was that? You know, back then. But there wasn't social media. You didn't realize how bad it was or what could happen, you know, and it was just two separate lifestyles. She was the one I told you had the peach trees. I'd go over there and just pick peaches off, where the peaches would just be so juicy and run down your arm. And even though we were just so close, she never judged me. They allowed me to stay the night over her house, like on Friday nights and stuff, even on school nights. Because back then, on the school bus, as long as you had a note, you were allowed to get off the horse. We rode on the same bus, but different bus stops. So they would allow me to get off that bus stop and stuff. And I would spend the night and get on in the morning. And she would let me borrow some of her clothes because in high school, I never owned any name brand sneakers. My mom couldn't afford it, and I couldn't afford it, you know. And she would let me borrow her Feli's or, you know, Reeboks, and Pumas was in style, you know, so I wouldn't get made fun of. And like I said, I had a job, but that $80 every 2 weeks, I still pay for my food and this. And then once in a while, yeah, I was able to get, got lipstick on my hand. I was able to get clothes and stuff, but I couldn't afford like sneakers or you know what I'm saying, like to have different pairs of sneakers and stuff. And I don't know. And it's nice because we still kept in contact, and I seen that she reached out to me on Messenger and was like, hey, what are you doing? And so I'm going to get a hold of her, and it's just nice. I still have a lot of my friends that I had in high school. I just wish sometimes we can go back in that time where you go out with your friends and they were loyal and they got together, and that's what I'm used to. And I think because I'm not used to social media and stuff, it's like I still want that. I want to have friends that you get together, have a friend come over, let's garden together, let me go to their house, help clean, let's go to the mall, let's take the kids out, you know, I'm that type of person. And it's not like that anymore. Everybody's busy, and you know, I don't know, I just miss that. I don't even know if I should put this vlog up. See, this is what happens sometimes. Because I don't really do anything. It's like, what do I talk about? And I don't always want to talk about drama. Like, I know my last coffee talk, I talked about Coley, you know, about her talking to minors. I mean, I don't think any adult should be talking to minors, and I think that doesn't need to be talked about. Nobody should be talking to minors, especially offline. But it's like, I don't want my channel to be like that. Once in a while, if I think something's wrong, or if I want to call something out, then yes, absolutely. I don't know if you're crooked or not, but I can only sit for a little bit, and then I have to stand. I'm gonna go in a little bit to get the dogs out. It's so nice out, but I just don't know what to film. Like, I want to go to what do you call it? I was gonna go to the park and do like a walk and talk and just walk, but that won't happen until tomorrow because Lexi will be here shortly, and I told her I'd go somewhere with her, so that's why I didn't do that. But that's what we're gonna start doing. I know it's only gonna be like this for a week, and it's gonna get cold again. But that's what, and when it starts getting nice out, I'm gonna spend majority of on this channel outside. So we'll be vlogging, going places, and all of that. But that's why, again, like, I don't really do too much, because then if I just sit at home on doing our table talk, it's like you know, it's negative. I don't know. Do you know what's funny? I said on my third channel, if I got to 1,000 subscribers, I would do a cartwheel. Let's see. Do you think I can still do a cartwheel? Oh my God, I have my, I don't know what you can say. I got my play shoes on. Oh my God, that hurt. But I have my ace bandage on, my ankle brace. But let's see, do you think I gotta tuck my shirt in? Because these are the pants that I was, these aren't the pants that I had my pants on backwards. But these are kind of like the pants. But they're like stretchy and they look like they're jeans. They're like elastic and they're comfy. All right, let me see. I got scared. I have to wait till I'm with Lexi and we have to go to where there's grass. I was gonna do it again, but I got scared. Oh God, and I used to be in gymnastics back in the day. I used to be able to do the flips and the round offs and all that type of stuff. Oh God. Anyway, all right, let me start raking up a little bit and then I'll say my goodbyes. I don't know why I keep thinking you're crooked, and then when I edit, I'm like, you guys aren't crooked. No, I'm left-handed, so I gotta. I make a little pile here and then the dogs play in it and stuff, but on the weekend the boys will get all that up. I always just rake and put in a pile and then they pick it up. I thought that was Tyler. Alright, well that was short and sweet. I'm gonna get off here going with the dogs. I don't know, hopefully I can get this to about 20 minutes. But this is just giving you a little teaser of what's to come of outside. We're going to be doing outside, like I said, and just really cleaning up out here. The sidewalk, the side of the house and the front of the house needs to be, you know, like cleaned up. Like when I say cleaned up, like flowers and all that type of stuff. And then we'll be doing some walking talks and stuff. So plus I want to just do some walking without using the car, like, or the truck, you know, like I want to walk places, like walk to the post office, you know, and start losing some weight. Me and Lexi signed up for the gym, so we're gonna start doing that. But I need, oh, look at the birds. But my ADHD. But you know, I need to get healthy, like for my heart, and start walking again. So we're gonna be doing a lot of that. So tomorrow I'm getting up early. We're going to be doing some walking. I'll take you with me. Maybe I'll walk to the lake and all of that. So I will see you soon. Make sure you like the video. Like the video if you like stuff like this, like a little change. And if you're looking forward to more walking talks, give me some ideas to talk about if you want to hear some of my opinions on stuff. And yeah, I'm going to go in the house, get the dogs, let them play and stuff. And I don't do that while I'm vlogging because I have to pay attention to them, because I want them to play outside the gate. And I don't know, when the kids are home, that's when I can show you more, because they can keep an eye on the dogs, you know, when they're outside. All right, I'm gonna get off of here. Make sure you leave a comment. Commenting really does help out with engagement, even if it's just an emoji. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, always stay you. Never let somebody take you out of your character. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Do as I say, not as I do. And let me know some childhood memories, some things that like you reminisce on. Am I saying that right? Reminisce? You know, let me know down below. Okay, bye.